Hi, welcome to my channel and welcome to lesson 43 of our JavaScript, the data structures, okay, and algorithms course on freecodecamp.org. So now the title of this lesson is Access Multidimensional Arrays with Indexes. Okay, this is a little bit complicated, but we're definitely going to understand it at the end of this lesson. So it says that one way to think of multi-dimensional array is an array of arrays, which is exactly what it is. When you use brackets to access your array, the first set of brackets refers to the entries in the outermost. Yeah, that's the first level of the array. And each additional pair of brackets refers to the next level of entries inside. Okay, so we've got an example. So it says the first set of brackets refers to the entries in the first level. So in this array, our first level is this first and outermost bracket. So what this is going to give us is the third element in this outermost array. So sorry, the element at the third index. So wow. So that's 0, 1, 2, and 3. So it's going to give us this element at index 3, which happens to be the also the which also happens to be the fourth element. You know, if you're counting it like this is number one element. Okay, I don't want to confuse you, but this is at position 4, position 3, yes, position 3. But then if we're counting it sequentially from 1, this is the fourth element, you know. I hope that's not confusing. It has an index of 3. That's good and fine. Okay, let's just leave it there. Okay. And then which also happens to be an array of arrays. Yeah, this also happens to be a multi-dimensional array because you know it has an array inside of it. Anyways, so this is gonna give us this particular element. So we now have two sets of square brackets here, and this first set of square brackets is gonna, of course, get us to search in the outermost array. So 3 means that it's gonna get the element at the third index, which happens to be this. And then the second set of array of brackets is gonna search for the element at index 0 inside the third element, which happens to be this array. So the element at index 0 in this array happens to be another array. I hope you're not getting confused. So this is gonna give us just this. Yeah, just this. And then we have something much more interesting. Yes, I know you are follow your understanding. So the first set of brackets is gonna, of course, like we said, it's just at the outer array. And the fact that it's true says that okay, we should check the third element in this outer array. Second set of brackets now goes into here and says, okay, we are going to look for the element at 0, which happens to be this array. And then this third set of brackets says, okay, go ahead and get me the element at the first index, number one index, which now happens to be 11. Yeah. So this is just going to give us a simple number 11. I hope you understand. You know, it's funny that this one is so short, but yet it gives us this whole, you know, this whole. And then this one is a bit longer, and then it gives us something just here. And then the longest just gives us a simple. Okay, I don't really want you to take note of that because it could be anything. This last one may have been another array of arrays. So it's not something you should really notice. I'm just pointing it out that it's funny. So I hope that that's understood. I hope you do understand. And yeah, so moving on. So okay, they've just given us what all of this is gonna produce. So array, the third element in array is this. This one's gonna give us this, and this will give us 11, just like I said. So it says there shouldn't be any spaces between the array name and the square bracket. Okay, so this is not allowed, and even this is not allowed. Okay. Okay, but it's not JavaScript is able to process this correctly. But this may confuse other programmers reading your code, which is very important. Of course, code readability is so important. Even if you're the only person writing your code, like who's gonna be reading your code, which may probably not be, especially if you're working on something that you want others to see in the future, or if you're working with a team. Like even if you're working by yourself, you should still write readable code because the future you will thank you. Yeah, you could write something today and you're just like, okay, it's just me, no one's gonna read it. And then you come back in a year's time and it looks like Chinese, and you don't speak Chinese. So you have to write readable code. Comments also help. Making comments at various parts in your code helps it to also helps make your code readable, more understandable for your future self and for other programmers. Yeah, but it's so important. Okay, so using bracket notation, select an element from my array such that my data is equal to 8. Okay, I love this. I love this. I love this. This is getting. Let me just take a sip of water. Okay. Um. So we want to get this element called this value 8. Okay, such that they've really given us something here. 0 0 is just gonna give us because the first part is gonna give us, okay, we're looking into the outer array. The element at 0 is this, and then the second set of square brackets also says 0, so we'll get, so this is just gonna give us the element at the 0th index, which is 1. Let me just print it out to show you. And then we have my data. Yeah, so that's one. So, but we want to see it. That's what we want to see. So they want us my data to be 8. So let's just continue from when they stopped. So 8 happens to be in the array at index 2. So instead of having 0 here, we want to have 2. Okay, yeah, 2, because our 8 is inside of the array at index 2, which is in our outer array. So the next thing we want to change is we want to get the element at the first index in our array here. So this is not gonna it's not gonna be 0 again. It's not gonna be 1. You see that 0 is printing out 7, which is the first element. So we want to print out 8. We want to print out 8, so we are gonna have 1 here, and voila. Is it voila or what? Whatever it is. So let's test it. Yeah. Okay. I think this is one of the longest lessons so far. So we're making progress. See you in my next lesson.